Hello guys, it's your girl Onalena for those that are new to this channel, but if you are a returning subscriber, welcome back. I hope you guys are good and we are gonna get straight into it, right? I know some of you had asked for me to show you how I started my journey step by step, so I hope this will be helpful in one way or the other. Before anything, before you venture into business, you genuinely want to ask yourself, why are you going into business? And this should not be personal reasons, but it should be for business reasons. Personal reasons would be anything like, oh, because I want to make more money to take care of my family. That's good, but that will not sustain you in the long run if you're running a business. Essentially, what you're saying is you're answering your mission statement. It's your mission statement. I mean, you're answering what problem are you solving for going into business? Who are you doing it for and how are you going to do it? Essentially, that's what it means. And then once it's established that this is the problem that you're solving, this is who you're doing it for and how you're going to go about it, then ask yourself again, do you have the tools to get you started? So whether this is a product or service-based business, you still need the tools to get you started. Tools could go from you getting the qualification required for that thing if you don't have it, and adding on top of that sometimes has to do with, let's say I'm running a product-based company. If I'm going to create candles and stuff, I'll probably need some money to get the candles to begin with. Not candles, but to get the things that make the candles to be done, right? So you need those things in place. And even if it's a service-based company, you still need the tools to get you started. And I'll get into what are those things for my business, right? I mean, other people would say do your SWOT analysis. I'm a little bit on the fence about it, but it's good to know what sets you apart from your competitors, essentially. I mean, it's trial and error for everyone because, I mean, a lot of markets are saturated, so it depends as well. But yeah, for the SWOT analysis at this point, I'm a little bit on the fence about it. But you could do it if you feel like you want to do it, but I just think you won't fully know because a lot of the things you learn by doing, But anyway, once all of those things are off the road, then you can register your business, right? And with registering a business, you first need to know what's the name of your business, then you go and register, right? But you can always just register without knowing the name, and then you can come with the name later. But I think it always helps as well having the name. Places where you can register a business, I mean, for us in South Africa, it's CIPC, Biz Portal, or you can register via a bank with either Nedbank or FNB. However, I chose CIPC. Essentially what happens is the minute you register with CIPC, they already register you with SARS. So you don't have to go through the long process of SARS again to register or tax and all that. Your choice. I chose CIPC and it only cost me like 125 for registering a business and then 50 rands for the name reservation, which combined that makes it 175 rands.
Then you want to get a business bank account.
That helps you to be able to separate your personal finances and your business finances, because you still have to account for the business finances in the long run. But ideally with CIPC, what happens is the minute you register, I like their system. I don't know about Biz Portal, but I like their system in a sense that the minute you register, automatically registered with SARS, and then you get to choose which bank you wanna work with, and then they also give you the different package options as well to choose from, to say, is this one feasible, is it affordable to begin with, and is it something that you want to work with in the long run. And I know sometimes people like names to say, hey, I want to be affiliated with this bank, but sometimes the bank charges and the things can be ridiculous if you look at it in the long run. So ensure that you make an informed decision when you are choosing your business bank account.
Thereafter, secure your email domain.
For people who don't know what is an email domain,
it's essentially the web address that comes after the @ symbol in an email address. For example,
info@boundlessdesigns.coza. There are a number of hosts for securing your domain. I forgot the other one. Is it web something? I forgot. And then there's AfriHost. I use AfriHost. You can actually Google, you will get it. I didn't know that you could also do it via Gmail. Just Google how you do that, but I've used AfriHost. And I feel like also when your business has a domain, it makes it look professional and people trust it a little bit more than just boundlessdesigns@gmail.com, But also, in you getting a domain and things, also just don't jump into things. Look at the different packages that they're offering. You want to compare as to what seems like a reasonable price for you.
Then have a website.
And my one is still under construction, but if you can get it as early as possible, like if you have ready-made products and you wanna have people have easy access to them, have a website. But for me, because I'm building a portfolio and things, and I'm very finicky as to how I want my website to be as well. So at this point, it's still under construction and it's not ready yet. But you guys will know once it's ready for use. Ideally, I would also advise that you have a separate phone for your business and your personal phone. I feel like it just helps manage things better. I do that. I have that, and it works nice for me. But just do what works for you. Talking about getting the tools that you need to get you started again. For me, in my company, I had to get things like the software for creating the drawings, which is SketchUp. And then for renderings, I use V-Ray, which is also a different software from the one that I use to create my 2D and 3D drawings. So ensure that you have enough money saved up, like I was saying, for the things that you're gonna need. SketchUp cost me a lot of money. V-Ray costs a lot of money in itself. And then for me, there were even other expenses that I had to get. Like, your business is gonna require things from you from time to time. So you have to ensure you know those things, you get those things, and you have the capital to get them. At least the small things to get you started. Like, I have a tape measure. I just don't have them here with me, but I have a tape measure. I have a laser measure as well, which is really good. I have a tracing paper and all the things that I know I'm gonna need to get started. But that's different for everyone. My needs will not be your needs. Just establish what you really need and then take off from that.
Depending on your company type, get a contract.
I would like to believe all businesses require contracts. Depends also how, because there's like sales contracts, there's general contracts, and then there's employees contracts, right? When you're employing someone and all those things. But yeah, get a contract. For me, I had to get a contract because I'm not at a stage where I can employ anyone. So I had to get a contract, business contract, essentially to run the business with a client and things. And that was necessary. I could have just had someone draft it for me without acquainting myself with like the nitty-gritties of what's required in the contract, but I wanted to immerse myself in it. I drafted it, got 2 people to review it, and we're good to go. At a point where my business has fully grown and matured to a point where I want it to be, then I'll get someone to really draft one for me. So yeah, in a nutshell, those are the things that you need step by step to get your business started. You must save. Don't just wake up and say you're gonna start a business without calculating the cost that goes with it. I mean, just to get you started. But it doesn't mean that there won't be other issues that you always have money for. Some of them you may not even have the capital for as the business grows, but it's really good to start with something, some form of capital, just so that you don't run into the stress of, oh, I don't have money to do this. Because I feel like for a lot of the things to move, money is required. So if you don't have the little means to get things moving, that's gonna be another problem that's adding on to you creating more money, So just save. Don't get into unnecessary debt when you're starting. I know a lot of people just starting and they just get these big loans and stuff. If you can get maybe funding, great. But if you can't, just don't get into debt like unnecessarily. Please always try to figure things out before just looking for the easy way out, because with entrepreneurship, it's going to require problem solving every day. So always try to think on your feet and not just look for the easy way out, essentially. And then the other thing is that be really proactive and take initiative. I feel like this ties back to knowing that some people had asked me to show them how I started my business and things. And I feel like some of the questions that I get as well with certain things that for me, I'm just like, these are really things that you could have just searched or Googled. And I'm not saying it to sound all high and mighty, but I'm just saying to caution you or encourage you to say, hey, you won't know everything and it's okay not to know everything. Just start where you are at. If you don't know something, ask and Google. If you can't, ask. For the most part, maybe some people are prideful to ask, but at least Google, take the initiative, be proactive, because as a business owner, even if it grows and it gets to a point where you get to employ people will come to you and say, hey, things are not working, what's happening? Like, if you are just gonna start and not know what to say all the time, that's already worrisome, And I wonder if it will even get to a point where you can employ people if you can't take the initiative and be proactive in the small things. So really be proactive and learn every day, learn learn new things, expose yourself to learning new things about the industry that you're in and the kind of company that you're running, essentially, because you won't know everything. No one knows everything, and that's okay. The last thing is that persevere. It's not easy. Some days are good, some days are not so great, but if you just take it one day at a time, it's gonna be worth it. A lot of people don't understand. I think I have mad and huge respect for people who start businesses, because starting one alone is not easy. Most of the times you don't know where to start, and sometimes you don't even have the people to go and consult and say, hey, help, So persevere, because it's gonna stretch you, and it's gonna stretch you. That's all I'll say. Start small but think big, and I think it goes back to saying don't get into unnecessary debt. Start small but think big. For instance, in my position, I don't need to get a big office at this point because I can't afford it. I can't be going to rent a space that I can't afford when I'm still starting out and I haven't gotten my ducks in a row a little bit, So start small but think big. Like, I'm not saying I'm just gonna be a work from home person and not have an office for years on end and never even scale my company. That's not what I'm saying. It's okay to dream big. It's okay to see yourself making it, having this huge company and this huge office that you own, but it's okay to start small as well. There's nothing wrong with starting small. If anything, it will save you a lot of stress, because there's already stress that comes with even starting a business, let alone running it, but starting it. So start small but think big. That's what's up. And cheers to that. Anyways, guys, this was fun. I hope you learned a thing or two. I'll definitely see you on the next episode. Don't forget to like, comment, share, and click the notification bell below if you do not want to miss the next episode. Bye.